It's Aderonke Spunkus here again. If you're new, scratch that. So all of my newest subscribers, due to my video where I spoke about why I relocated back to Nigeria from the UK, I gained 100 new subscribers, 100 plus new subscribers in the past 6 days. So this is a special shout out to you guys. I'm shy. All right, so welcome to the community and let's delve right into the videos. Now, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, then you would already hear a part of the story. So this video is a continuation of the story time. However, for the sake of people that had not heard the beginning part, I'm going to start from the very beginning. So when I was in uni, I stayed in a shared accommodation and it was 5 rooms, 4 rooms upstairs, 1 room downstairs. I was the one living in the room downstairs. So we're 3 Nigerians, 2 Indians. Now, the person that particularly showed me Pepe is a Nigerian, one of the Nigerians. The school accommodation gave us a very non-sizable fridge and freezer. It was too small, so I decided I wanted to get my own fridge freezer. However, she heard about it and she was like, oh, let's get one together. I mean, Ify actually orchestrated that, let's get this together. And if you don't know Ify, she's my friend that we literally do almost everything together in the UK. She was my course mate and we were living in the same compound, but not the same compound, but not the same house. Now, she was like, oh, it's going to be cheaper. You guys are going to get a bigger one and, you know, more space. And I was like, okay, fine. No, whenever I buy things, I usually go shopping with Ify. So whenever we buy things, we buy our things in bulk, like in massive bulks. So Ify's things were always very, very still intact. Mine were always running out. And to think that I don't eat, Ify is the person always feeding me. So whenever she comes over to mine and maybe I want to fry egg or I want to cook something, she's always like, madam, what's going on? Are you doing sacrifice or are you what's going on? Why are your things like, you know, ridiculously running out so fast? Meanwhile, she that eats, cooks in bulk, feeds me sometimes, her things are way more intact than mine. And I'm like, I just usually like shrug it off. I don't even see so much. I don't, you know, pay attention to it. Now let's fast forward to when I started to understand what was going on in my life. How I was being milked. This girl one time mentioned to me that you just buy things in the fridge, you don't know what you have. I don't even think you know what you have, what you don't have. True, because whenever I keep things in the fridge freezer and we're sharing, if I can't remember what it is I have there and I see something that I feel like it should be mine and I'm not so sure, I usually would not take it. So I don't take somebody else's thing, so I just let it go. However, what she did not realize is that if there is something I particularly love, I will remember. So now fast forward to this particular incident. So I had turkey in my fridge freezer. I was like, okay, this turkey, I wanted to use it to cook stew. So I had envisioned the stew I wanted to make. I got to the fridge. I could not find my turkey. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I was so livid about that. So I shared with my friend and she was like, well, just leave it, you know. So I let it go. So because I didn't see the turkey, yeah, I made a gizzard sauce. You know that moment when you make a particular kind of sauce and it is given. Oh, that gizzard sauce was given. So that I made a gizzard sauce and I boiled 7 eggs. I kept it in it because I wanted the egg to be soaked up. However, I stole about 2 eggs from that 7. I stole 2 eggs from the 7 eggs on the first day. So I was left with 5 eggs. Now, the next day I wanted to steal another egg. But when I got there, I met 4 eggs instead of 5 eggs. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Did I eat more than 2? I just left it at that. So I took 1 more egg from it. Now we have 3 eggs left. 2 I ate, 1 went missing. We had 4 left. I took 1. We have 3 left. Now the next day, I think I wasn't around. I can't remember what happened. Then a day after that, I went to the fridge. I wanted to have the sauce. I took 1 egg. No, I saw 2 eggs. You know, it was 3 eggs remaining. I saw 2 eggs left, and I'm like, somebody help me out here. Meanwhile, the gizzard sauce in itself was reducing, but that was not my pain. My pain was the you know, when you are marinating egg, that's so, bro, I don't share that thing. I am stingy when it comes to that. I don't share. So it was like so I said, though, let me kukuma finish my egg and stop this try and error thing that was going on. So I ate my remaining 2 eggs. Let everybody rest. So this night, I think that same night or a night after, I was in the kitchen. So I was on video call with my sister back in Nigeria. So we were talking and I was cooking. This girl came. It was midnight, like past 12 to 1-ish. This girl came because remember our room is upstairs. She came downstairs and then she was like, I was on AirPods with my sister. So she was like, I took part of your stew. She was going to wash plate. I think she had just finished eating. She was like, I took part of your stew. I took part of your pepper. No, she said, I took part of your stew. I heard her, but I didn't want to believe what I heard, right? So I told my sister to pause. I was like, sorry, you said what? She was like, are you not the owner of the pepper in the fridge? And I was like, what pepper? Because to me, pepper is different from stew. She was like, that sauce that has gizzard. And I'm like, yes, it's mine. And she was like, yeah, I took some of it. And she just continued washing her plate. And then she went upstairs. And I was like, okay. You know when something has been happening, but you don't want to believe it. Because I would never just randomly start suspecting somebody of, something. There is no evidence. So my brain naturally just cancels all of those events that had been happening up until this one happened. And I was like, I told my sister that, am I okay? Like, am I overreacting? Because I wasn't reacting yet, but I felt like my head was spinning. And I called my friend. Meanwhile, my friend had just traveled to Nigeria for a holiday. It was iffy. So I was like, this is so happening. And she was like, you have to change it for that girl. You have to. It's madam. This girl has been doing a lot of rubbish because this girl lacks boundary. This one that I'm giving you guys is just context to the rubbish she had been doing. There is the part where if she sees you with a guy, she has this pick me attitude. She's always, pushing herself forward, trying to sell herself. Like she would literally do any ridiculous thing to get the guy's attention. She would come and tell you, that her backside, she's very obsessed with her backside. And honestly, girl, loads of people have way sexier and madder backside than yours. So pick a seat. But anyways, she's always like, that's a pick point, that's a selling point. If a guy, you're literally having a conversation with a guy, like literally you could be in your room, it's not you could, it has happened to me. I was in the room with a guy, this girl barged into the room. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she was like, I came to show you something, like no boundaries. And I'm like, don't you know to use the knocking door? And she was like, she would just give a ridiculous excuse. Like that's ridiculous as a person. Now, let's just carry our own matter and put to the side. Let's hold up on it. Now let's go to the guy. Now there is this guy. Remember I said if you travel to Nigeria, and I had to call her when this incident of egg happened. Now while she was in Nigeria, a guy, before she went to Nigeria, there was this guy that helped her bring something to the UK. So she and the guy started talking from there, and then this guy started telling her that he likes her friend, what happens to be me. And I don't know if it's this guy from Adam. Now I think the guy kept disturbing her when she traveled or stuff, and then she called me from Nigeria and she was like, yo, there's this guy that wants to collect a number from me, and I was like, because my friend is a very reasonable person, so most often than not, most of the people that she relates with are going to be reasonable. But in this case, not. So I said, oh no, whatever. She gave the guy my number. The guy called me that night and I was like, hey, hi, how are you? We just spoke. He said sometimes I can be extremely straightforward, right? Especially when I'm cranky, I'm not in the mood and all of that. But the guy was like, how are you? Have you had dinner and stuff? And I was like, do you want to get me food? And because I don't like when guys ask, have you eaten? Why? You want to buy food for me? Why are you asking? So I was like, yes, he wants to. And I'm like, never mind. What I feel like eating is not something that you could get. And he was like, try me. So I said, I want to have white soup or afang that has loads of periwinkles in it. And he was like, oh, just that. I have egusi in my fridge. White soup and afang, I don't think they... I was like, please, I'm not in the mood. I was just pissed. I was like, please, is there anything in particular you want to? It was like, no. I'm like, please don't stress me. Why soup? How do they relate to egusi? If I want to have egusi in this UK, I even have one in a bowl in my fridge. So, hello, please, what else do you want to see? And it was like, sorry there. I'm quite impatient. I'm like, yes, naturally, I am an impatient person. And he was like, okay, can you just like take me to Tesco's to, you know, get me dinner? And I'm like, Tesco's. There is nothing they sell in Tesco's that I could have for dinner. And he was insistent. He was like, no. And I remember that I wanted to, you know, get something in Tesco. I can't remember, maybe you got or something. I was like, okay, you know, I'll just use that one to, you know, shop for whatever thing it was I wanted to get. So I came out, he drove us to Tesco's. When we got there, this guy started picking this one. He said he took bread. I said, uncle, I don't eat bread. And he was like, no, I should try this one. This one will change my mind. I lived in Nigeria for how many years of my life? The agege fresh from oven bread that they sell did not convince me to you know, start eating bread. That ShopRite hot bread did not, bro, really. I was like, I don't eat bread. It was like, no, it was convinced. And it was like beginning to look like we were arguing in Tesco. I just left it. I said, Then we moved. He went to the egg aisle. He picked 2 crates of eggs. And I'm like, Now, remember I said Ify and I shop in bulk. So the last time Ify and I had shopped, we got crates, like this 12, 15 crates of eggs. 12 in one or 15 in one, yeah. So she was going to Nigeria. So she gave me ours to consume because she couldn't leave it in her wardrobe. So I had 2 crates of eggs that I was still battling with. And eggs in the UK have expiry dates. So I had to finish all of those eggs in less than God knows how long more. And you want to buy me? I don't understand. Am I supposed to go and start, you know, laying eggs at this point? And I was like, oh, no, I have sufficient eggs. And I was like, no, try this one. It is big, it is massive. Anyways, a lot of all those what word do I use now? Impulsive characters. I don't want this, you for it. I just left it because I mean I can't be arguing with you in Tesco. So we went, dropped me, I said thank you. I dashed my housemates the bread because I said I know the chop bread. He said I should do whatever I want with it. So you know, that one went. Fast forward to later, this guy will call me. Okay, no. Where it got interesting, I think we were talking on our way back and I mentioned getting my African things from Wosi and all of that. So the next day he reached out to me and said, that he wanted to get some things from Wosi as well, that if I could help him add them to my card, because I mentioned I wanted to get some things as well, it would send me the money. So I sent him my account details. So I sent him my account details, he sent me the money. Ashe, uncle was being strategic in his plans. Still, stick with me, we're going somewhere. Now, like 2 days later, this uncle messaged me, or he called me, said, he's sorry, he needs to ask me a question. Am I in a relationship? Am I this one? Am I up? Am I down? And I'm like, I don't understand. Is there a problem? Why are you asking me all of these questions? He was like, because he noticed that he's always texting me and me are doing to reply on time. My father that gave birth to me, that sent me to UK, if he calls me and I don't pick his call, it does not hold my neck. He knows that probably I'm busy. I'll call him back. Sometimes I don't even call my father back the same day. I call him back the next day or something. If my father should text me now, I don't reply almost immediately or something. I don't know where are you originating from? You're texting me. It's not like I don't reply this guy. I reply, but whenever I'm free. We're in the UK, we have to pack shifts. So I'm going to work. I'm running on how to, you know, I have school work to do and all of that. And it's you I want to be replying on speed dial because you are what or you are who. Bro, like, I told him that, see, he was just saying, no. I said, so if you want to ask me why I don't reply you on time, why do you have to go through the route of are you this, are you that, are you this? I said, if I was in that sort of this thing, you would not be able to carry me out to Tesco's in the middle of the night, because that day he took me to Tesco's, so it's very late night. So if I'm supposedly in a relationship, I'm supposed to follow, bro, like, do you guys get? So I was like, see, don't piss me off. You send me a text, I have a life, I have things I'm using my time to do. So if I'm not responding to you immediately, or if you call me, I don't pick, I will respond to you later, or I will call you back later when I have the time. Why would you believe? It was like, it's just that I felt like the energy. This is less than a week, or you guys. I shall cleared him. I said, see, friendship is not by force. So he now said, oh, okay, that. And again, the reason why I was asking is because he wanted to know, because I said, don't go too far, bro. I'm not looking for a relationship. I am not available emotionally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, in any format or manner. I am not available to any man, you inclusive. Right? So I told him, and I said, that we don't know what God has in stock for us, that he's ready to wait. Don't wait, though. Remove that waiting, and don't try it. I told him, and he was like, no, that's fine. That it doesn't matter as long as we're friends. And I'm like, fine. We kept going. So the next thing, the next time, I think he asked me what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to go shopping. That was, I wanted to get some aesthetics for my YouTube videos. I wanted to, design my room for aesthetically pleasing YouTube. That's how Uncle offered to take me. That, is less busy, would take me. I went there, I started getting my things. Again, it was being impulsive. Take this one, don't take that one. I'm like, hello, I have my plans before coming here. So when we got to the checkout cart place, I wanted to pay. This uncle said, no, he ran to the front, he wanted to pay. Of course, I can't be arguing with you in a public space, right? Because I was like, oh my God. And then he swiped the card declined. He wasn't like, oh, sorry, the other card that has money is in the car. He wanted to rush to the car. He went, I told the woman, please take my card. She swiped it and I paid for my thing. I think it was about 90 something pounds or 100 and something pounds. I can't remember. I swiped my card, and then when he got back, it was like, babes, now don't. I said, first off, don't call me babe. Secondly, don't yell at me in public. Don't even yell at me anywhere. Don't do that. If you want to assist me to carry these things to the car, fine. It was like, oh, no. Stop talking. That was how we went to. I was already pissed off because why the heck are you trying to yell at me for what? Am I your girlfriend? Even if I was your girlfriend, why do you want to, Anyways, we shall enter car. We went back to my house. Then we're talking about the whole setting of the lights and everything. And as at this time, remember, I wanted to set up my space for YouTube. So I was talking to some of my photographer friends in Nigeria. We're advising about lights and stuff. And they were like, oh, I should get the Godox. And all I was like, people want to break my neck. Godox is expensive. Newer light is expensive. We're just talking. And then I just got in the newer lights, 2 newer lights. And it was just like a spotlight I needed. So they were recommending the Godox. So I was like, oh my God, so the Godox is 272. Was 272 pounds at the time. So I was like, my money has finished, but I wanted to invest in my craft. So this guy was there, was trying to help me, arrange my wardrobe to the side and all of that. So I was on call with my friend, we were talking. So when I got off the phone, I was like, okay. So I was trying to see what the background, the old things I bought looked like. So it was like, that he can see that I'm a stubborn person, that if I want to invest in my craft, he's advising me as somebody that worked as a videographer in his church, in the media sector in this church back in Nigeria, that all I need a camera, that if I want to invest, I need a camera. I need, these lights that you. So apparently, while I was on call with my friend, this guy was on Facebook market checking. So he saw a kit that involved camera, light, everything. He said £2,000. So I was like, actually, if I'm getting, I should get this one. That once and for all, I will know that yes, I should carry £2,000 to buy camera and light for what exactly? For YouTube. It's not at that point in my life. Tell me what you call misplaced priority. I'm like, hello, sir. My school fees, I'm not done paying. So I will invest £2,000. Guys, to buy camera and light. What happened to my phone? I'm using a 14 Pro Max 1 terabyte. You think I bought the phone for fun? You think, bro, he was not like, I'm a stubborn person, I don't listen. Like I said, I don't have that kind of money. And he was like, I should stop talking like that. Do I know whether he's planning to support me? I don't want to know whether or not you plan to support me. Don't even support me. I don't want your money. And he was like, I should stop doing like that. I said, uncle, I am going to buy the light my friend recommended to me. He was like, the light is cheap. £272 is cheap. Thank you. That's what my money can afford. Come and start going. Hello, come and exit. Come and be going to your house. It was not like, am I going to? I said, yes, I'm going to send you. Come and be going. So after that one, he went, and then I set up my room. I finished everything. So I ordered the lights. So when he left, he now asked me if I had ordered the light, and I was like, I'm not, like, I haven't yet. That I'm still, you know, when you're going through carts and you're not decisive and all of that, I'm still checking and everything. But I had like placed the order on Amazon. So he went home, and that night, the next thing I saw was credit alerts of the grocery, of the things I bought at B&M store. It was B&M I actually purchased those home decors. For what? And it was like, oh, for the other time when his card declined. I'm like, please don't do that. Hey, Jesus, please. Oh, I said thank you, but please don't do that again. Do not do that. Now, a few days later, uncle asked me, oh, what's up with your light though? And all of that. I said, well, I ordered the one that my friend advised me to order and all of that. It was like, oh, how much did you now get? If I said it was £272 or so, you know, I said, oh, okay. That it just still does not like the fact that I didn't listen to him. That I know I could have gotten better offer for like £500. Like I would have gotten a bigger light, a better light that would shine brighter. I said, okay, I've heard you. The next thing again, a few days later, uncle sent me part of the money for the light. I say, don't give me money. I don't want. And it's as if my brain was screaming that this plan of this guy sending me money was dangerous. You shall get in context. Let's leave all of that. Now I told him, please, I do not appreciate this. Do not give me anything. So I stopped talking to him like as much because I was not comfortable. You would just wake up. I could say I went to Tesco's and all of that. The next morning I'll wake up, you send me money that for the grocery I bought. Who are you? Are you my daddy? Stop sending me money. Now let's fast forward to when this guy called my friend Ify and started telling her that he wants her to do something for him. He wants her to ask me if he has a chance with me. My friend says, so I'm sorry, in which generation and time? Have you spoken to her yourself? He said, yes, but I said I'm not interested. He said, so what exactly do you want me to do for you? That one went. This guy went to meet another of my friend again. He found out that me and this friend of mine were close. He went to meet her. This guy started telling her that he likes me, but I've not been a good person to him. That him has been helping me, he's been sponsoring me. That he even bought me light. Yeah. He was saying Orisha said a lot. Now this my friend called me down. Madam, we have talk. What's going on? Now she didn't tell me what this guy had said, so I just gave her a rundown. Now this story I'm giving you guys, I'm skipping a lot of parts. I gave her a rundown of this was what happened, and she said that this was not how this uncle narrated it. He said it as if he's the one sponsoring you, feeding you. I said, hey, now let's leave all of that one. I think I was so livid that I called him. I raked for him that in his life, who are you sponsoring? Who are you giving? My friend was like, Aderonke, just return any money this guy's giving. I was like, how? Because he clearly would not send his account number. I was like, don't you ever in your life talk about... This guy was denied. This guy said he wasn't talking about me, that he didn't talk about me to anybody, that me I should call those people. And this guy was lying through his teeth. He was saying rubbish, and I should change it for him. Don't even try me. I'm done by 9. I will, you know. That one went. So now he apologized. He said that he's getting to understand me, that I don't like favors, I don't like, extreme whatever. Now he said he was going to Nigeria, and at the time this my housemate made my phone screen break. 14 Pro Max. I went to Apple office. I wanted to repair it. They told me it was £269 for the screen. Was it 269 or 369? I think it was 369. How? How? So when this screen had broken before Ify traveled, so I gave Ify my phone. I bought an 11 Pro to use pending. So when my phone got back, I repaired it in Nigeria. I fixed the screen in Nigeria, and she brought it back for me. So when my phone came back, my 11 Pro, I was going to send it to my brother in Nigeria because he's been hounding me for a phone. So this guy was going, so I said, okay, I'll give you this. I will send somebody to help me give you this phone. My people, stay tuned. That night, me and this uncle fought, right? Because he called me that he wanted to pick the phone. You want to pick the phone? I told you to come in broad daylight. Let me give you this phone. You said you are living close to where I'm working. Meanwhile, this uncle has been telling me he wants me to move in with him, that he has gone to look for accommodation. He took a 2-bed flat because of me, that he doesn't want me to stress, that the place is aesthetically pleasing enough for me to, you know, set up my whatever. My dear, I said, I just even dismissed it because you can't be talking to me. Now, that night that I wanted to give him the phone, it wasn't forthcoming. When are you picking this phone? It wasn't. So he now called me that he's at my workplace, that he would collect the phone. Oh yeah, take phone and be going. That's how uncle said he's going to Sterling. He wants to buy some things before going to Nigeria and all of that. I want to take to Nigeria, so he would drop me off at my hostel. He should picked me. I should enter car. We went. On the journey back to my house, he was now saying that he doesn't like the way I'm treating him. It feels like me, I'm forcing myself to like him. Are you okay in the head? I said, please drop me. I will take the bus to my house. He was like, no, it was, if not for the fact that I was in the UK, if it was Nigeria, I thought open that door, fly outside, because I was losing my mind. I was like, what rubbish are you saying? Let's fast forward to when this guy got to my house. I opened the door, slammed this door, went inside my house. I didn't give him the phone. So I called my brother. I said, see, guy, this phone, I will look forward to send it to you through DHL, but you're not getting it when I said you're going to get it. So that night, something happened in my house at home back in Nigeria. So I was on conference call with my siblings in my room. Remember, I said I was downstairs. While in the middle of this call, I was not hearing Coco by my window. I told my siblings to stop talking, that I'm coming. I wanted to be sure what I was hearing. I heard knock by my window again. It was creepy. So I opened my window slightly to see what was happening. And lo and behold, I saw somebody on hoodie and face cap. I was like, Jesus. Like, I was so shocked. I was like, what's going on? And it was like, yeah, he wants to get the phone. You guys, I now went to the door. I opened the door. I'm like, sorry, why did you not knock or ring the bell? Why did you not phone me that you're at my door? Why are you knocking my window? Is that not creepy? You left the front porch to go through to the... Isha said, what? I said he wants the phone, that he's leaving the next morning and all of that. Isha like just gave him the phone angrily, and you know, he left. Now he was in Nigeria. When he got to Nigeria, this uncle, you won't believe what he did. So I told my brother, because I knew that this guy was mental, right? So I told my brother, I didn't give him my house address. I told him my brother would get the phone from him, or he could send dispatch to send this phone to my brother. So I told my brother, if this guy calls you, I'm going to give his number and asks for my father's house address, do not give it to him. If he asks for Popsy's work address, do not give it to him. Tell him that the estate we are living, that my father will not give you code. It's only my father that can generate code for you to enter. So you're going to come outside and go and meet him. And he said, okay, no problem. I shall give my number, my brother the phone, the contacts and all of that. This guy contacted my brother, and I told my brother to go all the way to the mainland to go and collect this phone. My brother got there. Tell me why my brother collected the phone and texted me and said, oh, Sister Ronke, thank you. You sent something else? I was like, what do you mean by I sent something else? So I was like, oh, the guy gave him the phone and gave him 90,000 naira. I said, 90K for what?